Nice.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Support Esports Podcast. I'm your host William, and with me today I have Brian,
Hello.
and that's it. Brock is
Yeah.
not here again. I think he said that on the podcast last time, so or if he didn't, he wasn't able to make it today. But
hmm
we are done with the. I have like a hair in my eye. We have made it through the first day of groups, and it went pretty much how we thought it would go for the most part. There were some very interesting games today, though, I thought.
Oh yeah.
So we'll get right into the match history, and then we'll go over our next week's predictions and our tonight's predictions, and
hmm
then I also have Brock's predictions, so he'll still be in the running for it. Let's start with
Yeah.
game number one: G2 versus SKT. Didn't expect this, to be honest. Like,
I mean, I
not
didn't
this bad.
pick it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I did not expect how bad they beat them.
Yeah, yeah. We both like you said you didn't. You said that G2 over SKT would have been your upset.
hmm
And then, like, I remember I said that G2 over SKT could happen just because of the stylistic differences. I thought it was much more likely G2 upsets SKT over IG, and I just did not expect them to upset them this badly. The game wasn't close.
Yeah. I just want to say I am so glad there were only 6 games instead of 8 games.
Yeah,
It made it so much nicer.
it's so nice. It's so
It's
nice,
very nice. Yep.
and it's like all high level talent for the most part.
hmm
Yeah, this game was just a complete and utter blowout. It started out with, I gotta give it up to Perks and Mickey X. They crushed Teddy and Mata. Not crushed necessarily, but crushed in the sense that they beat them in lane. Where I thought the reason why I picked SKT is I thought Teddy and Mata were going to dominate that laning phase. Again, not even necessarily the lane phase, but just dominate as a whole during the game over what Perks and Mickey X were going to do. But that was not the case. Especially Teddy on Ezreal. He's so good on Ezreal.
Yeah. I really think Yanko's had a great game, and I
Yep.
think it's great for G2 to have Caps like take a backseat and still beat a top team.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good look.
Yeah, because Faker was the only one doing anything on his team for the most part.
And
Like,
he really didn't do anything.
no,
He
he
was just
didn't.
kind of, yeah.
He just didn't feed.
Yep.
So- and yeah, it was very shocking. I thought this was a little bit trollish from SKT in the draft by drafting 3 losing lanes and then drafting Lee Sin to try and cover that, and that doesn't work really well. Lee Sin kind of wants a winning lane or a lane with like some CC or something like that, which I know bot lane has CC and stuff, but like all the lanes are losing lanes essentially, and that's not very good. But they weren't supposed to be losing that hard though. So I will absolutely give G2 credit there. They absolutely exploited that all 3 losing lanes and punished 2 of them really hard. It's a good
Yeah,
win.
I think Mata, I mean, I think, like you said, the CC in the bot lane. I think when Mata went in,
Bad.
I definitely thought, though, that they were going to win that trade. And then Mickey's recon just popped him up, and Perks just annihilated him.
He didn't have the aftershock at the time, so that's
Yeah, that's
always a bad
probably
thing.
why.
And then it was also the wave was on Ezreal. He had like 5 minions on him. Just all it wasn't the best engage. And then it was like, oh well. I thought they might have had it in the mid lane when they fought in I believe yeah when Faker killed Wonder. They're kind of by the mid lane by the wolves. The wolf camp
Uh-huh.
right here. I thought they were going to possibly win this fight because they were cleaning people up, but then they just got blown up right here and then just was no good. Oh, it was only
Oh,
a
yeah.
26-minute game.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. Not a lot of kills, which is interesting to see compared to some of the teams in the tournament. But yeah, it was still exciting nonetheless.
I
It was
can't
a
wait.
great macro game.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about the one stat they said during the game.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Game number 2 though was Team Liquid versus Flash Wolves. Team Liquid also pretty much obliterated Flash Wolves. Outside of one little pixel, did you notice with Smithy, he was like 1 step ahead of Core JJ's shield for Hanabi's Vlad.
Oh, I
For the
didn't
E,
see that.
he was like a
I,
pixel behind the shield. Outside of
yeah,
that, would have been a perfect game.
I was really surprised when he died. I was like, oh, like I didn't
Yeah.
think it would do that much damage or like any because of the shield. So
hmm
I didn't really pick that up when I was watching because I was watching at work and I
Yeah,
was kind
I
of
picked
just
it up
like,
from the comments because I was also
yeah,
watching it. No, actually, this one I was watching at home. But I woke up at 6 a.m. this morning to watch
oh wow,
games. Yeah, I watched them all live. But yeah,
good for you.
this was yeah, I'm a loser. But yeah, outside of that, perfect game by Team Liquid. I wasn't too big of a fan of the draft personally. I thought they gave over Vlad, Kai'Sa, and Azir, similar to the SKT thing, three very scaling lanes, and Nocturne isn't the best into helping like losing lanes like that. But
Yeah.
very similar to SKT in that sense. But Team Liquid just obliterated them in every little bit of this game. Jensen's and Kali look really clean as well.
Oh yeah, and also Boogie didn't have a single offensive Nocturnal.
Nope.
They were all defensive, which is not great if you're Nocturne.
Especially with losing lanes.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just and Smithy. I didn't like the Trundle pick personally. I got it after they explained the aftershock on Gallia was making negative resistances. But like I was like, man, they really don't even have a tank. Why would you pick Trundle into this? And God, his pillars were so good.
Yeah, the pillar in bot lane on I think it was the first
Okay,
blood
so, yeah.
actually where Core JJ got it.
Yeah.
Whew,
Just
that was rough to watch.
Have fun escaping that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was just. Oh, also, I find it hilarious that all three games against Fung Fu Buffalo, Core JJ got all three bans, and then today they got two of the bans here against Core JJ, and I think three in the next game. So he's taken like from the first round bans, like 90% or more of the bans that teams throw at Team Liquid.
Which is not a bad thing if he's going to play great on the Braum
Yeah.
and just stuff anything.
Yeah, he has a Braum, he has a Gallia, he has a Rakan. Like he has too much. I don't get why. I get why they banned the Tahm Kench, and I get why they banned the Tarek. That's the issue. You're almost forced to ban 2 times against Team Liquid every time.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, against IG or something, I'd love to see them play. I mean, I want Team Liquid to win, but I'd love to see them allow the Sonataric and see if they can like exploit it with their crazy, with their crazy play style. But I mean, I want Liquid to win. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah, double lift on a carry would be nice.
Yep. Speaking of IG. We had this game between PvP and IG. Did not expect it. When they got the double kill on Ning at the very beginning of the game, like Ning got the double kill on Zeros and Zhuhao.
Oh, I know.
I was like, well, they tried. Like I even like did a little golf clap. I'm like, you know what? You tried your best. Like you knew your game plan coming in, but it just wasn't gonna work against IG. And that was what 2 minutes in. I was in for a surprise for the rest of the game.
I almost didn't watch this game because I was like, this is going to be a smash. Like, I don't want to waste the 20 minutes that it's going to take to watch this game. And I am so glad I was like, I have all day. I'll watch it. So,
yeah, this was. Look at this gold graph. Down, up, down, up, down. Like, insane game. Fung Fu Buffalo, IG played down to their level. Basically, Fung Fu Buffalo wants to fight at every time. But so does IG. No matter the circumstances, both teams want to fight.
How about them subbing out Meliodas for Zhuhao, who I think played amazing?
I was stunned at how well he played. I was like, why are they subbing out Meliodas? He's been like their best player besides Big Hero. And like, yeah, it worked.
Yeah, well, it didn't work, but I mean, he was still really good.
It worked enough that I didn't expect them to be even remotely close to that situation.
It made me nervous for the Liquid game.
Yes, because in the first 3 games Liquid played against PvB only took 4 towers combined. In this game, they took 9, so they took more than double the towers in this game than the first 3 games against Liquid. like they took a Baron, they took like that. I mean, Big Koro, for as good as he played, he kind of blew this game. If back around when IG took their Baron, so I believe that would be right here. When IG took this Baron, Zeros teleported top. He smashed this tower down here, smashed the inhib, and while the Baron was still going, he was going after the inhib tower, or the Nexus towers.
Yeah, they had an exposed Nexus against IG, which is crazy. And I thought for a split second, I thought they were going to do it.
If Big Koro would have gone, he backed up because he wanted to play safe. He didn't want to die to the Rek'Sai. If he would have just suicided into the Rek'Sai and like at least stopped his back for another like 3 seconds, I think he would have. I think Zeros might have actually pulled it off.
That would have been crazy.
Like that's all they needed to do in the Baron pit. It was stunning that they weren't suiciding into the backs. They were just trying to play it safe. But I'm like, no, just let Zeros end. He's Jace. He could take the Nexus down instantly.
Yeah. Also, Jackie Love, the teleport flank on Varus, the BM ult kill. I mean, it wasn't BM. It helped him in the game, but still, he played phenomenal for how crazy it was.
I love hearing casters like, "Is that a teleport flash Varus flank?" like that's how this game was. Varus backline flashing in.
Also, the reason why I didn't think. Also, we saw the Shy got exposed by Zeros. Zeros died an astronomical amount of times, but he kind of solo killed the Shy while he was getting ganked.
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy. And yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what I was going to say, but
say the Shy got exposed, but
yeah, the Shy got exposed, but they had a rookie in the mid lane just dominating Null and farm, not in kills really, but I was thinking even if the Shy is not great, they have a rookie, and rookies
and
perfectly. And Jackie Love.
Ning if he doesn't end.
Yeah.
Ning ends a lot.
He entered a few times this game, but
he entered a few.
He also had a lot of kills.
Ning is like the new MLXG. Like he plays just like him, where it's always fight no matter what, and I love it. But yeah, I was so impressed with PvP. And I want to talk about Pallet real quick before we go to the next one. I'm pretty sure he had an aimbot on some of those pike hooks. He never missed.
Was it a flash hook over the Braum shield?
Yeah.
Was beautiful.
That was insane.
I'll have to do that in our solo queue games.
Yeah, he tried that multiple times. You see so many whips, and then we'll go look at the replays. All the enemy question mark things. Maybe mine in there. Oh man, it was such a good. It was nice to see him off Galio because I thought he could only play Galio, but I was wrong. He can play Pike. Next game, Flash Wolves versus SKT. Cho'Gath doesn't work, people. I've been telling people for months. I love him, but he doesn't work.
Yeah.
1-3. He doesn't. He's tanky, but he doesn't do enough. Bruisers are just so superior in the top. Even with the tank buffs, there's really not any tanks. Sion wasn't banned. I think if you're gonna play a tank, you still got to play Sion. But outside of that,
I legitimately think that they don't play Sion because he's not fun to play.
It could be. Not that Cho'Gath's very fun to play for some people. I enjoy him. I also enjoy Nautilus, so I like to. But I thought Rather played a terrible game on the Rumble. I thought his Rumble ults were atrocious, to be honest. And I think him and Boogie got very, very exposed in this game.
I don't know if it was more exposed, it's just outclassed. I mean,
yeah, I should say that more so.
Yeah. I expected more from Rather just because he's the former Griffin mid laner, and if I figured, in Challenger. In Challenger,
that wasn't when they were in LCK.
Well, still, did he help them get promoted and then leave?
I don't remember.
I think he's on loan. So the way they were saying it, it makes it sound like he's still on Griffin, but they loaned him for a split or a year. Well, they do that in regular sports. Yeah.
Soccer does that a lot. But yeah, he's. I've been mentioning on the LMS podcast. He's definitely the weak link of Flash Wolves, and same with Boogie as well. And I think that when Betty and Hanabi are getting outclassed, that means they are really getting outclassed on the other sides.
Yeah, Chelsea also had a horrible game.
Yeah, he did not have a good game at all in the
Is this the game? It was either against Liquid or SKT where he just like died, came back, and died immediately again. I don't remember which game that was in, but
both.
Yeah, it was. Awful.
It was in the Liquid game with his Galio.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he just instantly kept dying, going in and dying. Yeah. But yeah, he didn't have a good game here either. Betty only died once. I thought he was playing okay, but Teddy just outclassed him. Simple as that.
Yeah, the Kalista looks good. I like watching Kalista in the hands of pros. I can't play the champion to save my life. I've only played her in ARAM really, and a handful of Summoner Rift games, but
I love her burst damage with her passive.
It's surprising.
Yeah, it's very surprising.
And in a team fight, you can just obliterate people with Runons.
Next game we had IG versus G2. Hour and like 100-minute break in between the previous game because of multiple client crashes.
I had to watch this on YouTube on the stream, and I had to like cover the screen and mute it and like go click back,
Yeah.
and there was the pause, and I kept just like clicking forward, being like, okay. Where I was like, am I gonna? Did this game not happen? And so it was really very confusing.
Yeah,
But
it was like 3 or 4 different pauses. Like during
yeah,
there's 2 during draft, and then there was one immediately after, like during like right when they started the game. I think there might have been another one at some point, but there might have been 3. It might have just been 3. But yeah,
yeah,
it was insanely bad. But during the game, started out amazing for G2. Ning got I this is I told Brock during the podcast or during on Snapchat. The only way I can see Liquid beating G2 is, or not G2, IG, is by Impact being able to absorb like he does and baiting Ning to just tower dive. Because he's just going to
he
do
had
it.
a great day today. So
Yeah.
we didn't even mention Impact's teleport into the
Yeah,
team
that was
with the ult down
amazing.
Zanyas. That was so good.
That was so good. But yeah, like that's like the only way I can see Team Liquid possibly taking game off IG is to like use Impact's just ability to absorb damage and just not die, especially on Gangplank. I just don't know how he does it. But uh,
Good
that
player.
yeah, that into getting Ning and the Shy to overdive and die, which they did against G2, and they had 3 kills right away at the beginning of the game. I believe it was the first 4 minutes. G2 was up 3-0, and then after that, IG's like, oh yeah, we're supposed to be playing at this MSI tournament, aren't we?
I think the draft by G2, if you switch the Vladimir in Vayne and you put Caps on Vayne, who has played Vayne, I mean, you're still playing against Zoe, so it's not a great matchup, but you can tumble away from Paddle Stars, you can tumble away from Trouble Bubbles, and then Vlad into Akali is such a better matchup.
It's not even a good matchup for Vlad, but it's not Vayne into Akali.
Exactly.
It's like Enting level.
You put an 80 carry against one of the most mobile assassins who has stealth.
You had an hour to look at this, by the way, because Akali was picked for an hour, and Vayne was their last pick. Like they thought about this for an hour, and they're like, you know what, our best shot here is Vayne. Like what?
I also did not like the Nico. I thought it was very underwhelming.
Yeah, that also got blown out of the water by Ballan and Jackie Love. They just.
I think I don't.
Caps.
I don't think
terrible,
they.
By the way,
Caps.
He went 66.
Caps looked very bad early, but they were
power
giving
dive?
him kills.
Yeah,
that was
power dive right there. Like that
didn't even pool or whatever. I remember them saying.
Like, I don't even know what he did. Like he did like nothing. He like I think me and Brock were saying like I'm pretty sure that's reportable. He just ran it under tower and died.
Yeah.
To Jackie Love. That was bad. He had Rookie just. I just think Rookie outclasses him, or he has like a mind game on Caps because that's 4 games in a row that we've seen between these two.
Apparently in scrims, Caps has been very feast or famine. He's just been taking over games, or just absolutely feeding. And we got one of the feeding games, and they were trying to give him the kills because
they gave him a lot of kills.
Yeah, well, they mentioned that if Caps can get in the middle with a Hemoplague and Tides of Blood and blow up, they have no tanks.
No, not at all. Lee Sin is their tank.
Lee Sin, and his tank item was a Maul.
Yeah, and Black Cleaver.
And Tabbies. Yeah, and Tabbies.
Which doesn't help at all against Vlad. But yeah, this is they just destroyed them after the Shy hit level 6. His Akali was disgusting. He's never getting Akali for the rest of MSI.
If he gets Akali, it's a crime.
Yeah, you need to be looking.
Investigate the enemy team.
Yeah, the coaches need to be investigated if the Shy gets Akali again. And the worst part is the Shy is not even the best Akali on IG. Rookie is a better Akali than the Shy. So that should be first ban every single game against IG for the rest of the tournament. There shouldn't be any question.
Yeah, I feel bad for Yankos. He got 3 kills. He was just that his anti-tower dive with the flag and drag was so beautiful. I thought G2 was going to snowball that. They were saying, what a team player. He went Cinder Hulk. I think he should have gone Warrior and tried to snowball a little more. Just hindsight is obviously 2020.
Well, I was kind of thinking of it in the game, not necessarily the Warrior to Cinderhawk issue, but I was thinking like even though like yeah he's gotten 3 kills, I'm like this is really shocking. Like maybe G2 is way better than all this, but then I'm like, but it is going to Jarvan and he's got to build tank because they don't have a tank. Like I saw even in my head during the time I'm like I really wish they would have gave him more to Vayne.
But that's true. But even if he doesn't build tank, or if he builds warrior, which is like the most gold efficient AD item in the game,
Mm-hmm.
they have the HP tank of Vlad. He could build a little bit more defensive, maybe with like a spirit visage against Zoe and Akali, and just try and stay away from Jackie Love. And then you have Tom Kench, who isn't a tank, but he's got the pseudo tank of the Grey Health.
Yes.
So they are tankier than IG was.
Oh yeah, IG had no tank at all.
No,
Yeah, they were styling on G2.
it was bad.
It was really bad. Like all of a sudden, like you had that like 3-0 like lead at the beginning. I think at 20 minutes, IG was up like 8 to 9k gold. It's like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, even if the Vayne was on perks and he was playing an AD carry in the bot lane, and then you just put the Vlad top and Nico mid, I think it's better. I think they completely trolled.
Yeah, I think it's partially that. I also just think IG's better, but I think it is partially.
I think IG's better,
I think
but
the game would have been obviously a little closer if they would have not trolled. But when you lose both, like I think they just lose both these solo lanes. Against Rookie against Caps and the Shy against Wonder, and that's just they collapse because that's how they kind of win their games.
yeah, Ning had a great game too.
Yeah, even though he entered at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean he ended, but that was also like a really unfortunate tower dive,
Yeah,
and
but
yeah,
but it was over aggressive like usual.
his Dragon Rage when he ganked, I think
Yeah, that was
Yankos hit a ward or something,
no.
and he was
It was Wonder went invisible, so he couldn't like click it because Wonder ulted and went invisible, so it like messed up his whole timing, and then he just looked awkward.
no. I'm talking about when he was looking good. Yankos was there for the counter gank. He swept a ward and started hitting it, and they're like, "Oh, he's out of range," so they went immediately. And he was sitting in the bush, and Dragon raged, I guess, Wonder right into the wall and just blew him up. And
Oh,
then there was nothing to do.
oh yeah, yeah, I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about. Okay, yeah, I thought I was talking about the one where Wonder escaped, but yeah, that was
yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
it
no,
was.
Wonder had decent moments, but he just did not play well at all as a whole.
I mean,
So
it's kind of hard to play well into Akali. It's such a bad pick.
yeah, even the Shy's interview, I didn't listen to it, but the
Yeah.
title of it was they picked really weird champions.
Yep, yep. Basically, is a nice way of saying they ended their draft.
Yeah.
Final game was Team Liquid versus PvB, and this one was another. This was the cleanest game Team Liquid has had against PvB. I thought
hmm
they did lose 2 towers, so they're up to 6 towers in 4 games now that they've lost.
Jensen popped off.
Jensen was so good. And I believe, yeah, Team Liquid still has not lost a tier 2 tower against PvP. They've all lost tier 1s. But Jensen, this is what Team Liquid was missing last year. You could never say Pole Belter would do the stuff that Jensen is doing.
Yeah, I think I heard or I saw a quote from Niski about it's easier to play mid lane in NA than in EU because the mid laners play super safe. And Pobelter was the best safe mid laner. So when he made it to an international stage, even if it wasn't nerves, if he was completely fine and he's playing safe, he's playing at some of the most aggressive mid laners and mid laners who've won their region, not playing safe. So he
Yeah,
just gets completely smashed.
he does.
But Jensen, very aggressive. Still missing that. He hasn't pulled out the echo yet. I don't know why, but
So, hey, his Akali he wasn't
his
able to play
Akali
Akali
looks
all year.
clean.
He wasn't
Yeah,
able to play it all year, and now that even last year at Worlds they weren't able to play C9 to play Akali because Jensen couldn't play it. Now he's practiced it clearly because he looks really clean, not as clean as the Shy, but still very clean.
yeah,
And Impact again, Gangplank. He is like one of the best Gangplanks in the world.
yep.
He was beating Zero. This is one of those bad games with Zero. So he had a good game against IG, but he had another bad game. He's very hot and cold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
Zero,
lost lane
Zero's.
against Gangplank. That's unacceptable as a Kennen.
I know, especially Gangplank is just the guy who wants to go even in farm and just scale
Yeah,
into a
he wasn't
monster.
getting
So
ganked anyway. It's his impact. He doesn't
yeah,
get ganks. He just survives them. And but even with the Jensen point, like you could never do this Sonatark with Team Liquid last year, because you needed double it to beat the carry every game.
oh yeah,
Now that you have Jensen being able to carry for you, like you can do this stuff where you get a cheat. It's hard to call it cheese because it's like meta almost, you know?
it is meta. It's super meta. You have to ban it,
You
or
have to
people are
ban
gonna
it.
pick it.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily it was cheese for like the first week. Now it's just the meta, like where it's just amazing, and it showed again. Big Kuro double did have that one mistake where he stepped up a little too much and trying to poke back and gave up first kill there, but outside of that, pretty much only giving up one kill as Sonatark against a poke lane of Varus and Lux. I'll take that all day. And
Yeah.
I did want to point out one thing as well. Like Smithy, just he's playing out of his mind the first two games. Like so good by Smithy. He's just been just tracking the enemy junglers and just always being there for the counter ganks and everything. He played
Well, they
very
picked Smithy sorry, I spoiled my surprise. They picked him Jarvan. Let's check the bans. Oh, Rek'Sai's banned.
I noticed it. I noticed it during the
Yeah.
fix. I'm like, okay, they banned Rek'Sai. I'm like, I'm okay with Jarvan comes through, and Jarvan
Yep,
get there. I'm like,
exactly.
I'm okay with it.
Jarvan's a good champion if there's not someone who can tunnel out of his ult.
And then knock him up, and then like do more
Yeah.
damage than him.
He cancels the flag and drag because the knockup has priority. So
Yep, he does everything against Jarvan that works, and it just and he just has the curse of even when Jarvan does good, he still loses the game.
mhm.
But yeah, that was Team Liquid. They looked very. I know they were supposed to win these two games, and people on Reddit are like, "Well, it's not impressive because they're supposed to win." I get that, but NA always loses these games. That's the reason why we never make it to the out of groups.
Hey, I'm thinking if Liquid can't get at least fourth and make it out of groups against Flash Wolves and Fangbu, who they dismantled, if somehow other teams lose and Liquid can't beat another top team, they don't deserve it anyway. But
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, but I'm glad to see that they played so well, so maybe they can upset, I'm going to say SKT, probably.
Ooh.
Looks like the worst team today. Out of the big four.
I'll agree with that. But yeah, I think it's not only they were super clean in these both these games were nearly not there was mistakes made, but they were really good games. There wasn't anything sloppy necessarily, but there was also like they're winning them. Remember, last MSI, Liquid did. I think the people forget that Liquid was a tiebreaker away from getting out of groups. People just remember like Olay benching himself and them starting like 0-4, I believe, and they came back to 5-5 and got to a tiebreaker with Fnatic and lost that. So they were really close. But
Are you talking about Worlds or MSI?
MSI last year.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't remember
They
100%.
started out 0-4. Olay benched himself after 0-3, and they had to bring in Joey, and they lost. And so they were 0-4, and then they came back and went 5-1, I believe, at the end, if I'm remembering this correctly. And so because of that, they were able to actually tie Fnatic for fourth place, and they just lost the tiebreaker against Fnatic after that because EU does not lose tiebreakers. And but they've improved by adding Jensen and adding Core JJ. They've improved the two weaknesses of this team last year. To Jensen, who plays really well internationally for an NA player, like better than almost any NA player that we have, and Core JJ is a world champion over Olay.
Yeah, and honestly, it's weird to say that Impact was the person who I think that you would say is the weak link now. I don't think he's a weak link at all, but today, Double Lift probably he didn't play bad at all, but he was probably the least impactful player.
Which is amazing. It makes me so happy that they go
Yeah.
2-0 with that. They don't need every single time at Worlds and MSI last year. They needed Double Lift to pop off every game to win a game.
It's so good for them.
And it's amazing for them to not have to have Double Lift have to pop off. You can have
He's on
Jensen pop
Sona 1-1-11. He's playing an AP carry,
Yeah.
but a support.
I know, and they're winning.
Yeah, you
That
think they'd do some of that funky roll swap, like put double lift mid, Jensen top, have Impact play in the sport,
Mhm.
but if he's the weak link. But no, I think it's great. I'm glad they can play the Sonatark too, so it is a threat that they have to ban.
Yeah, Cat over said that, but Jensen is not from NA. True, true.
Jensen's an NA resident. He's played more in NA than he did in EU, if he
Yes.
even played in EU. I don't even
Yeah.
remember. Maybe back in the
But
day, but
he I mean it as in any player from NA. Like when they're on an
incarnate.
NA team, they
Yeah.
have not almost no NA players have played well, like at all. So I'm just really excited for this tournament. For I know I might be hyping it up a little too much, but like we'll see. I guess we'll see after today. This is the big test. I think.
Yeah, Jensen's not from NA, but Impact and Core JJ are from Korea. So there's only two NA players technically.
That is true. All right, let's go over our predictions though. So this today's predictions or last week's is what I meant to say. We all went 5-1 yesterday. Now I messed up the whole thing. 5-1 yesterday. So today, let me pull up Brock's as well, so I have those ready. Okay, so first game, G2 versus Liquid. G2 versus Liquid. It's G2 beat SKT very handily. Got stomped to IG. Team Liquid stomped Flash Wolves and stomped Fung Fu Buffalo, and looks pretty threatening. More so than I would say coming in.
So who are you picking? I'm gonna make you go first because you're the Liquid fan.
For I really want to play Liquid, but I feel like I saw enough against G2 against SKT against that matchup that I think that G2 is gonna win at least the first game against Liquid.
I think Liquid's gonna win. I'm picking Liquid.
You picking Liquid? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy.
Yeah, because I know we finally have some
I
separation.
know.
But I think Liquid just played super clean. They've got a really good mental right now. G2 got smashed. I mean, it's against a world former or not former, the current world champions. I don't know. It's 100% NA bias.
I just think
But
that G2 matches up pretty well against Liquid. Like at the moment, I'm just the way they stomped SKT worries me because I feel like SKT is like the better version of Liquid. So I'm
but
kinda worried.
Caps had a really bad day and Jensen had a really good day.
Oh, I'm very
Wonder
excited
had
to
a
see that.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that matchup. I think Impact is playing out of his mind recently, especially on carries. So we'll have to see. This is Impact's first. Well, no, he played Zeros. So
He played Zeros 4 times.
yeah, he's played Zeros 4 times and beat him 4 times. So
And
he's played
Hanabi is
against a
also
good top.
against Hanabi won LMS top lane. I think Hanabi might be better than Zeros.
Well, what do you think? Do you think they're better than Wonder?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay. Well, I'm still gonna go Liquid just because I want to pick Liquid.
I mean, I'm hardcore rooting for Liquid, obviously, as well this game. My prediction, I'm trying to be not biased. I think that G2 just has what it takes. I think they're just a really fast team, and I think that Liquid,
Liquid had some pretty fast games
they're fast.
today.
They're fast for sure. I think people think Liquid's way slower than they actually are, but they're more methodical is the issue. And I think that G2 will be able to pounce on them early because of that, and they won't make as many mistakes. They look so clean against SKT, and I think that's what's going to happen against Liquid as well, where they don't make any mistakes. If they play like they played against IG and they open themselves up like that into a Clown Fiesta style, I think Liquid can capitalize on the mistakes a lot. But I
Oh
don't.
yeah, for sure. I just think with Jensen and Impact playing well, and Caps and Wonder having a pretty meh day, a very bad second game from both of them, and bot lane difference, I think Smithy and Yankos are pretty even.
Yeah, I agree with
So
that.
I think it's bot lane difference this game.
I hope you're right. I'll be hardcore cheering for your prediction to be right. Next we
I don't
have
care. This isn't the season. There's nothing
yeah,
on the line, so I don't care about my
there's
picks.
not really anything on the line except bragging rights for the season anyway. But
Yeah.
you're right. But yes, Fung Fu Buffalo versus Flash Wolves is game number 2, and I think that this is a tough one for me because I want to say Fung Fu Buffalo because of how poor Flash Wolves has looked, but I don't. I will Flash Wolves recover?
Before you pick, who do you want to see in jungle for Fangbu?
Melio Diaz.
You do? You
I do.
don't want? I don't remember the jungler's name today.
I can't remember his name, but he looked really bad against. He I think it was more the moment of going against Invictus Gaming of just craziness. They went right into Fung Fu Buffalo style. I think Flash Wolves does not. Flash Wolves plays the slow game. Like there's two sets of teams here. There's two sets of three. There's IG, the best fast-paced team, then G2, second best fast-paced, and then Fung Fu Buffalo. And then the slow, methodical teams are SKT, Team Liquid, and Flash Wolves. There's three. They both play. They all three play very similar styles, but there's like two separate groups of like colliding styles here. And I think that against Flash Wolves, they're not gonna fall into the Fung Fu Buffalo way of just chaos as much. And I think I'm gonna go Flash Wolves wins this game. I know they look terrible in the first day, like terrible. They almost
That
got,
is not what I thought you were gonna pick.
they both, yeah. I just
We'll see if I
I
can switch you
I
because
have faith.
I'm going Fungbu. I think Flash Wolf's best player is Betty,
Yes.
and Big Koro has played amazing. It
Mhm.
depends on what palette is playing. I agree. I don't know who is the. I'm blanking on the
Chelsea.
Flash Wolves. Xiaoxi played really bad too, so I don't know if he has a better day. I didn't watch the LMS like you did, so I've never seen him do well.
Chelsea's
So
he's okay. He's the third best player on the team, I'd say.
he's okay. I think no matter what jungler Fungbu has, they will smash Boogie.
Really,
And yeah, I mean Boogie didn't show anything today.
that's true. Boogie is the weakest link of Flash Wolves, in my opinion.
The weakest link. I think Hanabi may be able to beat Zeros if Zeros just goes face first into him.
He's so 50-50. He's so difficult to predict this
He
MSI.
is. He is
This
very
MSI has
difficult.
been very bad for him in inconsistency.
But if they play like they played against IG and it's just against a team that cannot fight like IG can, I don't think it's gonna be close.
Okay.
I think Flash Wolves is gonna miss semis for the first time ever.
Oh, I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. But
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna stick with Flash Wolves because I think they have a different style. But I think that they played the similar style to Team Liquid, and I think Team Liquid's just flat out better.
Yeah, I wanted to pick Flash Wolves and double down on maybe the slow can beat the fast if you pick off their mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just think even though they're slow, I don't think they're as good, at least in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my faith with them because I had a lot of faith in them in the LMS. The thing this is exposing a lot of the LMS that I've brought up multiple times on the podcast that without Maple and without Sword Art, like the LMS is not
And
great
Karsa.
this year. And well, Karsa was 2 years ago, but like this year is like the LMS is not that great. In Flash Wolves wasn't even the best team. They were third or they were second team coming in.
I know they upset AHQ.
They did not upset AHQ.
Well, I think okay, AHQ lost, but AHQ was supposed to go, right?
No, Flash Wolves was supposed to beat them. They almost got upset to AHQ.
Oh, okay.
AHQ pulled a miracle to get the playoffs. They won their
Okay.
last 3 games, including against Flash Wolves and Mad, who were the top 2 teams. Like
Mad. Okay,
and
yeah,
J,
no, never mind.
they beat Flash Wolves, Mad, and J Team, which are the top 3 teams in LMS, and they beat
Yeah.
all 3 of them in their last 2 games of the season just to make it into like the 4th team into the playoffs.
Wow.
And then they lost to J Team, or no, they beat J Team, and then they lost to Flash Wolves in Game 5.
Okay.
But
I heard something about them. I guess I was
Yeah.
half listening.
yeah, they almost upset Flash Wolves in Game 5. Like they were a game away from beating Flash Wolves and moving on to face Mad.
Okay.
But yeah, Mad was technically the best team in LMS, but they looked they were like the Zeros of this tournament, but for teams. Like they look great or bad, it doesn't matter. It's like very 50-50. But yeah, so I got Flash Wolves. You have Fung
Fung
Fu,
Bu.
and
One for the home team.
Brock has Flash Wolves.
Really? So I am completely different from y'all.
Yeah, that's interesting. I hope you're right though, because Team Liquid. Speaking of Team Liquid, Team Liquid versus IG.
I'm gonna go IG, and I just think it's a better team. I don't think if Liquid wins and somehow by
I will be like screaming.
oh yeah, I mean IG definitely plays down to their opponent,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
I think they're a better team overall, and will probably shore it up for Liquid. And if they adapt to Liquid style and Ning doesn't go crazy and they play more controlled. I just think they have better solo lanes, and yeah.
I don't think Impact can absorb the Shy and Ning for as well as he's been absorbing everything
I
else.
mean, Zero solo killed
He
him. Maybe
did.
Impact can get a solo
He
kill.
did, but it was Jace against Silas. I think that's the main reason. I think Jace is just such a big counter to Silas.
Zero's missed like every single shock blast too. Let's not
That's
forget to
also
mention that.
that's also how strong Jace is.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, and Brock also has IG.
Shocker.
Yeah, that was yeah, Brock doesn't like Team Liquid. Hater. Hater. But next we have SKT versus Fung Fu. I think this game is going to be. I think Flash Wolf's control style is going to beat Fung Fu. I definitely think SKT's control style is going to beat Fung Fu.
Yeah, I think SKT is going to beat Fengvu, but if SKT loses, I think they're out. Like, I don't think they're out of the tournament. I think they'll pull it back. I don't think they'll lose twice to Fengvu. I don't think they'll lose this game, but it's kind of worrying when they lose.
If they lose to Fung Fu, I think Team Liquid's a better team than SKT at that point.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Weird to say.
They have to play, so.
Yeah, they do have to play. They play on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely I got SKT. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think G2 just kind of shell shot, like surprised them out of the gate, and they're going to recover from here on out for the most part. G2 versus Flash Wolves, there's no way Flash Wolves is going to be able to survive the onslaught of G2. They're just outmatched. Rather against Caps, you are going to see a 10-0 Caps that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no chance. No chance.
If Caps can't pop off this game, then I think Caps is just mental boom in this tournament, and G2 is much weaker.
Yeah.
And I obviously have them losing to Liquid earlier in the day.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's one where I'm picking Liquid because I think they're pretty even skill.
I do think they're
wise,
even. A lot more than Reddit thinks.
A lot more than Reddit thinks. We're also from whatever,
I know. We'll find out tonight. In 4 hours, we will find out if we are right or Reddit is right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the only way Flash Wolves has a chance is if Betty just pops off against Perks, and I don't think it'll even be enough at that point because I think Caps will be just so fed off of Rather, and I think Yankees will just destroy Boogie.
Yeah, I agree.
G2.
G2 for sure.
G2. Brock also has G2. Final game, SKT versus IG. Yeah, absolutely. Canover said that SKT often needs some games to get into the meta. I absolutely agree with that. SKT is they're like the old man team. Like they're slow once they get into the meta, they should be fine. Yeah, I absolutely think they'll be fine for knockout. IG against SKT though, I think this is going to be another bad game for SKT. Like the way G2 beat SKT, I think IG is going to do the same thing because I think that IG is going to play up against SKT because they want to. IG, especially Rookie, wants to prove that they are the new SKT. You know, like they are the new dynasty. So for as much as they troll, and you always get a 50% chance that they're going to take this game seriously or not, I feel like with Invictus Gaming, this will be one of those games that they absolutely take seriously and they will expose SKT.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's IG. I just stylistically, I think the players are all good, but SKT looked not great. So
I think if after the first 2 days,
SKT often needs games to get in the meta. I agree. I think when they lost to G2, I was thinking maybe they're taking a loss and they're going to see how they play and not expose anything. Kadova said this in chat for anyone watching. I think maybe they were doing that, but they also looked really bad. So we'll see.
It was very bad. I was expecting at least a little bit more. Like the upset didn't shock me. It was the way of the upset that came through. Like I could have absolutely seen that upset coming. I just didn't expect it to be 26 minutes. SKT didn't even have a remote chance after 5.
Yeah.
And so so I have IG. Brock has IG. So me and Brock have the same picks. You're the one with spicy picks this week.
I am.
I'm excited.
And one of them's completely NA biased, and my Fengvu Flash I think actually is going to happen. The TLG2 could happen. I think TL's been completely overlooked, but I mean it is G2 and G2 smash their region, at least in the regular season, not towards the end, and then in
Mm-hmm.
playoffs, even though they played the same team 6 times.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think TL has like a 40% chance to win that game. I don't give them like zero chance like most of everyone else is giving them. I know I'm biased, but as a TL fan, but I really think they are much better than people are giving them credit for.
I think if it's a game where Yankos gets 3-0 again, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think TL can come back from
No,
that
they're
like
no IG.
could.
They're no
Yeah,
IG.
exactly. So if it snowballs out of control early, it's done.
Like I
But
said, I
if it's controlled, if it's even at like 20 minutes, who knows? I mean, Team
I
Liquid's very good at controlling the map.
They are. It's almost arguing semantics and stuff because like us and Reddit for the most part have Team Liquid at fourth. I just think they are a better fourth place team than what Reddit thinks.
Hey,
Like Reddit thinks they're like close to. I don't know about anymore after today, but they think they're close to like Flash Wolves and Feng Fu level, or I think they're close to G2 level. Like I think it's the difference in the gap of four. It's still fourth place, but there's a big difference in where in that fourth place they are.
yeah. Imagine how mad Reddit would be if Liquid somehow just went God mode, won MSI, and didn't drop a game.
They haven't lost a game yet.
They haven't.
Nope. So they just gotta win 14 more. So they would finish.
Yeah.
They'd just finish 19-0 to finish MSI. I would buy like 5 jerseys. I always said that I will buy a Liquid jersey if they win an international.
I might get a Liquid mouse pad if that happens. I have a Cloud9 one. It's looking a little worse for wear.
I would buy every single. If they go 19-0 at MSI, I'm making this right now. I will buy each player's jersey. 19-0. I'm putting that right now.
That's a couple $100.
Yeah, it is, but I am totally fine making that bet because there's at least 5 games against IG in there.
This is the classic for people who are watching that don't know William. This is the classic. I'm gonna make a bet against myself with no stakes against if I lose, something happens. It's just if he wins, something happens bad to him. I don't know why.
I do this a lot. I do this a lot.
You do this a lot. It's not gonna happen.
It's
but
not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But yeah, that's our podcast. We've been pretty long today. Thank you guys for coming to watch. We will see you tomorrow to discuss Team Liquid's victory over G2 that I did not predict. But hopefully. And then yeah, well apparently since I just made that bet, G2's also gonna or Team Liquid's also gonna beat IG. All right. Good night.
That's a little bit more of a long shot,
It's
but
a little bit of a long shot. But yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited to see these games again. Good night, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.